Welcome everyone, my name is Saif. I'm an account executive here at Odoo in our SME segment, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to set up your side business on Odoo. Now, starting a side business can feel overwhelming, especially when you're trying to juggle everything, right? Most of the times it is a one-man army, whether that be your operations, growing your customers, and making sure that all your customers are happy. Now, in this session, we're going to walk through a quick step-by-step demo where we're going to set up and run a small t-shirt business store using Odoo. And we're going to focus on two main things, reach and execution. So let's dive right in. Now, many people start a side business, but the unfortunate reality is that most do not succeed. And that's because they struggle with three main things. Now, about 36% of small businesses do not have a website, which doesn't give them the ability to reach as much customers as they can. Now, on the other side as well, 27% of small businesses fail to follow up with their customers. And that's a huge issue. And there's a lot of money for the taking, especially because 67% of revenue from small businesses are from recurring customers. And the average worker spends around 51% of their day on repetitive low-value tasks that does nothing to grow the business. And to make matters worse, small businesses often use multiple separate tools to manage their website, their CRM, their sales, and their inventory. And this then creates inefficiencies in systems that do not talk to each other, which leads to time wasted. Now, 58% of organizations report that their teams spend over 5 hours per week on repetitive manual tasks that could be completely automated or neglected in the first place. Now, the good news is that 73% of IT leaders say that automation has reduced the time spent on daily tasks by about half. And this is why small businesses need a system that brings everything together, from marketing to orders to fulfillment. And that's what we're going to take a look at today. Now, to solve these challenges, we need to focus on two key areas that we discussed earlier. Reach, which is attracting customers with a strong online presence and marketing. And the second would be execution, to actually deliver these products efficiently on the customers that you've received, manage your stock, and keep your operations flowing smoothly. Now, we're going to begin by reach, essentially talking about how to get customers. Now, the first major challenge in a successful business is reach, getting customers. You can have the best product or service, but if you don't have any way to get that to the market, no one's going to buy it. Now, let's look at three critical aspects of reach. Now, the foundation of your business or your online presence is very, very important to get you up on your feet and hit the ground running. 36% of small businesses do not have a website, like we mentioned. And what they do is they rely on either word of mouth or poorly managed social media to get their name out there. Now, a website serves as your 24/7 storefront. If you're offline here, someone else might be online around the world. And this makes it easy for customers to find and purchase your services or your products. Now, even for businesses that operate primarily offline, if you have some services or if you just have a store somewhere, having a website builds that credibility. And 75% of consumers surveyed said that they judge a company's credibility based on the website design that they have online. Now, with Odoo, we can set up a quick professional website, which we're going to be doing in a few minutes. And we're going to build in the e-commerce tools so you can sell and also manage your reach with our social media and SEO optimization. Now, the second point is making sure your customers keep coming back. 27% of small businesses fail to follow up with customers after their first purchases. And many businesses spend time and money acquiring new customers, but forget to retain existing ones, which is an absolutely major missed opportunity. Now, repeat customers spend more than 67% than these new customers. Now, finally, we need to be able to manage all these customers once we've got them. And to do that, we need to use a CRM tool. Now, what this would do is would help businesses manage their interactions, set reminders, and automate those follow-ups. And the third point and the third hurdle would be social marketing. And companies need to overcome procrastination and inconsistency because 52% of small business owners say that they procrastinate on marketing because they just don't know where to start. Now, many businesses post inconsistently or don't engage their customers at all once they have posted. Now, it requires consistent effort to have a large presence on social media, but managing multiple platforms can be overwhelming. So the key takeaway is if you want your business to grow, you need to be where your customers are. And what we'll do today is we're going to help you create a strong online presence, engage customers effectively, and then also automate your marketing, all without needing multiple tools. Now, once you've attracted your customers, the next challenge is your execution to ensure smooth operations so you can fill your orders, manage your stock, and keep your business running efficiently. So let's explore a few key areas of execution. The first one would be managing small teams. Now, many side businesses start as a one-person operation or with very small teams. That means you're trading your time, which is your most valuable resource, for that money. So every inefficiency takes away from growth and profit. Now, the average worker spends around 51% of their day on repetitive tasks, and without an integrated system, business owners spend hours manually tracking orders, updating spreadsheets, and managing inventory. The second point would be, as I'm sure everyone is familiar, the rise of AI and automation. Now, 40% of small businesses now use AI-assisted tools for operations like customer support, order tracking, and data analysis. Now, businesses using these automation tools save an average of around 10 hours per week, freeing up time for more higher value tasks. Now, Odoo does integrate AI-powered automation for invoicing, follow-ups, and inventory tracking so that we can scale without hiring additional staff. Now, finally, we need to be able to avoid costly mistakes with proper resource management. Poor inventory and supply chain management led to a $1.1 trillion global loss every year due to stockouts, shortages, and supply chain disruptions. Now, for small businesses, they often struggle with inventory visibility, which leads to delayed shipments, lost orders, and unnecessary storage costs, and every penny counts. Now, the key takeaway is running a side business means wearing many hats. You're the inventory manager, you're also the CEO, you're also the head of accounting, but you don't have to do everything manually. By integrating these automations, AI, and smart resource management, Odoo will help small businesses run efficiently without wasting that time or money. Now, this is what the traditional approach looks like for most companies that are looking at multiple systems. Now, the average company uses around 10 to 15 disjointed systems, but for SMEs, it's been around 5. Now, what these do is jumping between, let's say, your Excel or your spreadsheets for managing your different sales. Then you'd realize you need the CRM to manage your clients. You're linking it with your calendar, so on and so forth. And that tech stack keeps growing and growing and growing, but it doesn't reflect in the amount of time saved or the money generated. Now, with Odoo, we're able to consolidate all these different software under one roof. We have over 80 different applications that can manage everything from your sales to your inventory to your manufacturing to your CRM, and wrap that all nicely in a nice bow within accounting. Now, if we overlap them and compare what Odoo looks like compared to other software, we notice that there is at least 15 different softwares that are being replaced at any given time, utilizing Odoo's single software. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and get started with a demo. You're going to be starting a side business alongside myself, and we're going to see how easy it is to begin reaching out to customers, optimizing our website, building our social media, and then executing on these orders, delivering products, and building our product list. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and show you how easy it is by creating a demo right in front of you. So the applications we're going to need, we're going to take a look at website, e-commerce, CRM to manage our clients, sales to manage our orders, as well as accounting, inventory, purchase, and finally, email and social media marketing. So, just put in my information. We're going to call it T-shirt company. And for now, we're going to go ahead and get started. So as soon as we start, the first thing we're going to have to do is build our website. And what Odoo does and what it makes it easier is we're able to build our website in 4 very, very simple steps. So once we get prompted, they're first going to ask us what our priority is with our website. So once we take a look, we're going to get started. Now what we're looking for is an online store or a business website. We're going to go ahead and select the business website for our clothing business. And our main objective at the moment is to sell more. So we're going to select a color palette, or we can upload our logo. We're going to go ahead and select this color palette and add a few different pages and features. So let's add an about us. The shop is already added. Let's add our privacy policy and a store locator for when we have our own physical stores. So let's go ahead and build my website. Now, Odoo will prompt us with a few different themes, but we can go ahead and select more if these aren't really to our liking. But I quite like the first one, so I'm just going to go ahead and select that. Now, as you notice, Odoo is going to quickly build the website based on the color and design, as well as the different pages and images that fit with our theme. So once we do that, we're going to go ahead and modify the website so it can fit exactly what we're looking for. While that's loading, we can take a look at our messages. Jem asks if we can have a recording of this. Yes, this will be uploaded to YouTube, so you can access this whenever. All right, perfect. So now we have our website built on Odoo. So let's go ahead and explore before making any changes. It looks quite good so far. Quite a nice selection of images. The brands that we might have worked with, of course, we can edit that. We can take a look at our new clothing line and the different pages we might have. Sounds good. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and edit it so it can fit more with my liking. And the first thing I want to change is the description over here. Now, at the moment, this seems quite generic, but using Odoo's built-in AI tools, we can go ahead and change the tone using our AI copywriter. So what I want to do is I just want to make it a bit more persuasive. Let's see, get ready to embrace the exciting color trends. That looks pretty good. I like the exclamation point. So let's go ahead and add that. Now, what we're also able to do is we can edit the images here. We can add a few buttons. We can add blocks as well, for example. Maybe I want to add another image block. I can go ahead and drag, and then I'll get a few different options as well in terms of what we can select. Now, maybe I want to highlight the team that we're working with, and I like this specific page as it fits with our theme. So I went ahead and added that, and of course we can change and update based on the employees that we have. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I'm going to move forward so we can enhance our reach. And the first way I want to enhance our reach is by going over to site and optimizing our SEO. Now, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and what it does is it allows your page to be reached whenever someone searches on a search engine like Google, for example. So this is what the preview looks like at the moment, quite generic. So let's go ahead and add a title called latest t-shirt designs, for example. Maybe that would attract a few more people. And then we can also go ahead and update this. Of course, it would prompt us by saying that the description looks too short, and we can go ahead and edit that. And what we're able to do is also add keywords so that when people search for, let's say, t-shirt, maybe even clothing, and it would also add related keywords as well. Now, finally, the last thing I want to do is add an image so we can share, and so this can look better whenever someone's searching. So let's go ahead and select maybe these two suits. And now that looks a lot better for when someone searches us up. So what we did right now, by saving that and by optimizing our SEO, we took our first step to enhancing our reach, right? Now, the second thing I want to do is actually add products onto the system. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to first of all take a look at shop, see what products we might have at the moment. Since I have access to the back end, this product is unpublished, however, I'm able to see it. But what if I want to add another product? I'd go ahead to our products, select new, and maybe select t-shirt, right? Now, this is our product page, and you're able to modify this a lot. You're able to track our inventory, decide what type of product it is, and even select the different invoicing policies. But for now, we're just going to leave things as it is because I don't want to spend too much time in the backend setup. But let's select a price for the t-shirt, and this t-shirt is going to cost around 50 dirhams with our taxes also added as well. Now, if we navigate the different pages, we can add optional products so we can upsell or cross-sell on our e-commerce platform. And I'm just going to add it under a new category called clothes. I'm going to go ahead and create clothes. And actually, taking it a step further, if I wanted to have a more specific category, let's call this t-shirt. I'm going to go ahead and create an edit and add our clothes as a parent category. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to go over to our inventory. Yes, of course, we do buy this product, and we maybe purchase it from our supplier. We're going to go ahead and create that supplier. select the quantity that we buy from, and how much the price is per unit. In this case, it would be around 25 dirhams, right? Everything is good to go. We can add our income and expense account on our accounting side, but for now, let's go ahead and publish. So once I save, it has now been published. So if I go ahead and go to my website, we can see that we have our t-shirt over here. However, at the moment, it looks quite generic and there's not much to it. So let's go ahead and edit once again. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the picture and I'm going to replace the main image right over here. And I'm going to select, let's say, t-shirt. Now, of course, if you had your own product images, you're able to upload that directly within Odoo. But for now, let's just go ahead and select this generic black t-shirt. Now, what we're also able to do is we're able to add a description. And we can modify a few things when it comes to the product page. We can add, let's say, a buy now option to make that process of actually buying that product significantly easier. And we can add a rating. Now, what this will do is we'll add a custom review at the bottom. So whoever purchased the product is able to rate the product and add their own review. And over here, again, we can add a description. This is the best t-shirt money can buy. Not sure if this is very convincing, but I think it will do the job for now. So let's go ahead and save. Now we're able to do a couple of things. We can go ahead and add this to cart or buy now. If we were to buy now, what the system would do is we will now be in the order overview page, and we can go ahead and check out. Now, what we need to do to fulfill this step is to ensure that we're setting up our accounting properly. Now, it would take a bit too much time for the purposes of this demo, but to show you what it would look like to actually sell our product, we can do it in a different way as well. So if you go back to website, what we're going to do now is we're going to manage our procurement, sales, and distribution cycle, all within the next 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and actually purchase some of the products that we want to sell. And the product we're going to be selling is a t-shirt. So let's select our vendor, which would be in this case supplier 1. And we're going to add the product that they sell, which in this case is a t-shirt. Now automatically Odoo populated the data that we gave it as we were setting it up on the contact page, or on the product page, sorry, with the quantity, the unit price, and the tax applicable as well. Now, in this case, let's say we want to buy 100 t-shirts for any future orders so we can have some stock on hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I'm going to confirm the order. Once we've confirmed the order, we'll get an automatic smart button that's called receipt. And what that will prompt us to do is to receive our products in our inventory. Now, in most businesses, the procurement team and the inventory team, as well as the sales team, are 3 separate departments. However, in a startup, especially when you're selling things online, usually you'll find yourself wearing the hats of all these different departments. So instead of navigating over to our inventory app, what we can quickly do is through this button over here that says receive products, I'd be able to select that, make sure that we have the right products ordered and the right quantity delivered once we count that, and we're going to go ahead and validate. And just like that, we've received 100 products in our inventory. Now, this process is not done though, as our accountants would usually take care of billing this specific purchase order. However, again, since we're wearing the hat of an accountant today, we're going to go ahead and be prompted to create a bill, and we're going to do that directly from the system. One thing we're going to do is to ensure that we select today is the bill date, ensure that it's in the right account, in the right quantity, in the right price, as well as the VAT being taken into consideration. We're going to go ahead and save that, and then we're going to confirm so we can post the bill. And again, through Odoo, without having to navigate to your bank or even go to an ATM, you can go ahead and just register the payment directly from the system. So if I press on pay, we can select the journal, whether that be bank, cash, or even a check. We're able to select that, and we can create a payment. And just like that, we've registered the payment within the system. So if I go ahead to our initial purchase order, we can see that I ordered 100, I received 100, and I paid for 100. Right? So we're going to go ahead and navigate back to our purchase page, and this is what we're going to see, and it's been fully updated. And the good thing about Odoo as well is we don't need to do double data entry. So if I went ahead to our inventory application, took a look at the stock that we have, we'd be able to track the products. However, if we take a look, that at the moment, we're not tracking inventory for t-shirts. However, if we were to track a product with inventory, we'd be able to register that within our stock count, right? So the next step would actually be to sell the products that we have. So let's go ahead and navigate over to sales. Now we can do it either through the e-commerce platform for our B2C or even B2B if we have a large size clients. So let's go ahead and quickly create a new quotation and let's add a customer. Now in this case, the customer I'd want to deal with is not currently on the system. So we're going to easily just add them just like that. The payment terms for this customer can be different. However, we're just going to select immediate payment and we're going to add the product that we're looking to sell, which of course would be t-shirts. Now, since we purchased 100 and this person wants to buy 35 for their business. So once I go ahead and save, again, I can send it by email or I can go ahead and confirm. Once I confirm, we're going to get prompted with the same exact things, the delivery and the invoice quantity. And again, we can either invoice them directly or we can deliver first, then invoice. But in this case, we're going to invoice them right away. We're going to select a regular invoice, create a draft, select the invoice date as today, and go ahead and confirm. Right? Now, once that's been confirmed, we can go ahead and pay, but that follows the same exact structure. So we're going to go ahead and actually deliver the product. Now, instead of delivering it from the quotation or the sales page, I'm going to show you what it looks like for when you do expand your team and you have an inventory manager to take care of this. So we're going to navigate over to our inventory application and we're going to see that we have a new delivery operation to take care of. So if I go ahead and press deliver, we can see that this is scheduled to be delivered today since we have this product on hand, and the source document, of course, is the sales order that we generated. The product's available. This is the quantity that they're ordering, and this is the quantity that we have on stock. So we're going to go ahead and validate. And just like that, in the last, I believe it was 6 minutes, we were able to procure the products. We're able to actually stock it in our inventory and even sell it to our customers and add a new customer altogether. And the cool thing about Odoo is, if we take a look at our contacts application right over here, we can see Adam, which is the contact we had just created, brand new, already with their information populated. That means how many sales or quotations, how many invoices, and what their customer statement looks like. And if we take a look at our customer statement, we can see for the partner ledger, we can see that we have this invoice associated with them, and this is the balance and the amount. And just like that, we didn't have to go back to our spreadsheet to update our accounting. We didn't have to go to our different application to update our sales. And we didn't have to go through endless emails and WhatsApp conversations in order for us to actually move forward with our operations. Now, before we jump into social marketing, I want to also take a look at the different applications that we have. Now, when it comes to Odoo, we have more than 80 different applications that are essentially plug and play. As soon as you download an app, you're able to utilize that right away. And notice I mentioned WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp integrations directly linked within Odoo as well. Now, doing that, once we're able to download that WhatsApp through our CRM or our sales, our purchase, or even our accounting, we're able to send sales orders, invoices, quotations, and communicate with our clients back and forth. So jumping right into social marketing, we're going to see that at the moment, we don't have any social media campaign or any social media account, connected, but we can easily add a stream and we can take a look at the different streams that we have. You can utilize your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube. And through that, you're able to manage your feed, the posts that you have, your campaigns, and your visitors. Now, if we take a look at visitors, this would show the visitors on the website and the visitors through your social media campaigns. And in this case, I opened our website about 7 minutes ago. So yeah, it has taken about 7 minutes. I visited once, I took a look at the homepage, and then I ended up visiting 2 pages overall. Now, once we have the social marketing application populated, you're able to track all your posts. You're able to post from Odoo. You're able to track any interactions you've had in that post, whether that be likes, reposts, comments, and you're able to create leads through that post directly onto Odoo CRM. So in order to look at a few more bits of data, we're going to navigate over to our email marketing. Now, email marketing is generally the same as social marketing with a few reports as well. So let's go ahead and create a new mailing list. And the subject would be, let's say, new product. And the goal of this mailing list and this email marketing campaign is so we can grow our sales and expand that reach that we talked about. Because right now we have a great looking website with the operations that are fully in line. However, we still need to reach out to people, whether that be through a sales team with the CRM, having them cold call people and reach out to them through events, whether that be through email marketing lists that are targeted through specific segments that you're looking to sell to, or even through your social media, so you can have that organic growth and word of mouth. Now, since we're adding a new product, let's call it new product promotion actually. Now you can select the different mailing lists that you want, but they can also be your leads, they can be your sales orders, they can be, let's say, any contacts that you might have, right? So we have one person only on our newsletter mailing list. Maybe if we can select contacts, we can see that we have 4 contacts at the moment. However, as part of our contacts, we have also our supplier and even our customers. But for now, let's just leave it at that. We're gonna go ahead and select the promotion program that we have. And we can modify it very similar to the website. So let's say 10% off new jeans. And let's say the new jeans are the product that we're adding. Now we're also able to A/B test to see which one has the highest open rate, so we can decide on that final email marketing campaign or email marketing template. And we can even schedule the email. Now we can select a specific date, but for now, we're just gonna go ahead and send it out to everyone right now. And let's send it to all. And the reason I want to send it all right now is so we can take a look at the metrics provided by Odoo. Now, similar to the smart buttons for delivery and the purchase, you're able to keep track of how many of these emails were open, how many were replied to, how many were clicked, how many of those were opportunities, quotations, invoiced, etc., etc., etc. And then you can compare, let's say, your open rate to your replied rate. Maybe you didn't have a specific call to action that you want to add at the end of the email. Once you add that, it increases your replied rate. And that's what we can also take a look at with our A/B testing, right? So if we take a look at our mailing lists, we can see we only have one newsletter mailing list. We can import contacts. Of course, we can create new mailing lists as well and add that to however we want. And we can add the number of recipients, how many mailing campaigns we've sent, the percentage of the bounce, percentage of people that opted out, and the percentage that were blacklisted. Now, this is very similar to what the social media marketing platform or module looks like. And it gives you the same metrics. However, it gives you a bit more data so you can reply to the comments, for example, like posts directly, and even keep track of hashtags that are important to you and your business. Right? So finally, we've created the website. We've made an e-commerce platform. We've added some products. We've even taken a look at how to optimize our operations and our execution with our procurement, storage, and distribution cycles, as well as finally our sales. Now, what we did also is we took a look at our SEO optimization for our reach, as well as our social media and email marketing. And the last thing I want to do, and I want to showcase, is our dashboards application. Now, Odoo natively pulls data from every single application. So if we took a look at our sales, we see we have reports within the sales app on Odoo, whether that be by your salespeople, products, or customers. And that's similar for all the different applications that we have. And all of that is consolidated within the dashboards application, or what I like to call the C-suite's best friend. And the reason that's the case is because whether you're a director, once you've expanded the company, you are a CEO, you're managing multiple different operations, you create and you often have monthly alignment meetings, quarterly reviews, or end of year reports that you need to prepare. And usually, in my experience, that takes around 3 to 5 days to prepare that comprehensive report. However, on Odoo, those reports are automatically generated with all the data points that we've extracted from all the different modules. For example, if we take a look at the first sales dashboard, we can see how many quotations we've had, how many orders, the revenue, and the average order. All of that we never had to update manually because it pulled directly from the system. And what that means is all this data is dynamic and you can drill down to exactly where this data came from. If we take a look at Adam, for example, the customer that we just sold to, we then see the exact sales order that this data came from. And that's similar to all the different points as well. We can take a look at our top products, we can take a look at our top customers, maybe our top salespeople as well. And within that top salespeople, what we're able to do is we're able to now in Odoo 18 add commissions to our salespeople. And this is the same for all the different modules that we have. Whether that be your CRM, you can take a look at your close rate, your average deal size, your revenue, your days to win, and your days to assign that specific lead. And we can take a look at this line graph overall to see our growth. And we can take a look at this when it comes to our accounting, our current income, our receivables, expenses, and payables. And this goes on and on and on. And the more modules we add, the more this populates within the system. So if we take a look at our e-commerce, we can see the different carts that we have, the number of orders, the abandoned carts, and the total revenue. And that's the power of Odoo and the Dashboards app, where it simplifies that all your operations, so you have full oversight and you know exactly where you need to be spending your time on. So since we're nearing the end of this, I just want to close this off by going back into the websites. And through the website, we're also able to see our reports. So if we take a look at our analytic reports on the website, we'll just give it a second to load. And what the system does is it would give you reports for all aspects, the most important things that website builders and people that own websites want to take a look at. How many unique visitors, not just total visitors, page views, bounce rate, and visit duration. Okay, even take a look at our top sources. Maybe you had a marketing campaign on Instagram, for example, where we linked our website. We can take a look at where they came from as well. And we can even see our top locations. Maybe for some reason, we had massive demand or massive number of website visits from Brazil, for example. Now we can then optimize our website and our product offerings to cater specifically for that Brazilian crowd. And we can do the same. We can take a look at all these different countries as well. All right. So going back to what we discussed, this is the end of the demo. Now, if this is something that you liked to see within Odoo, we have an even more tailored demo that you can access or you can have with our business advisors. We're able to reach out to them, and from there they can walk you through a tailored demo that's more specific to your operations, right? Now, what I want to do, and to close this off, for the next few minutes, I'd like to take any questions if you guys have and open the floor to a Q&A, and I'll be taking a look at the chat for the next few minutes to see if we want to be able to have any questions that we can answer right now on the live. So Uday Kiran asked if we could add multiple images for a product. Yes, we are able to do that within Odoo, depending on what, for example, product variants, right? If you had, let's say, a t-shirt that comes in colors of white, black, green, blue, we're able to add that different color for those different products. And at the same time, we can even add the carousel for the different products that we have. Right, we'll just give it a couple more minutes to see if any more questions come through. My pleasure, Daikra. Now, a common question that we do get with Odoo, sort of dealing with these small businesses, is the idea of scalability, right? Now, I did mention a couple of times that Odoo has more than 80 different applications. However, you don't have to get started with all 80. Most people get started on, let's say, the website and e-commerce functionalities only. Later on, they expand to include the inventory management. Once they have their inventory, they want to manage their suppliers and their procurement. So we're able to do that within Odoo, and Odoo scales as you grow as well. So right now, the goal is always to grow and become a massive corporation. But everyone has their own humble beginnings. So once you start off in that sort of one-man army or one-person show, eventually the goal is to expand to have teams with tens or if not hundreds of people. And Odoo will expand as your company expands. For Anaya asks, for email marketing, can we create an email template from scratch? Yes, you're absolutely able to create an email template from scratch. And you can even add dynamic fields within your emails. Now, what I did is just to save some time, I just went ahead and selected one of the templates that we already have configured. Ali Arabi asks, can we use Odoo to sell digital products? Now, if you don't mind giving me a bit more detail, maybe you can answer that. However, products that aren't necessarily tracked with inventory, if that's what you mean, then yes, you're able to manage that within Odoo and you can sell it online as a product. And I also asked, can you integrate Meta with Odoo? Now we do when it comes to WhatsApp integration. Now we follow Meta's guidelines in terms of how to set up those WhatsApp integrations because they have some very strict regulations. We can get into a bit more detail about that. If anyone wants to reach out to my email, I believe I linked it in the beginning. you can feel free to reach out and we can have that discussion in depth. Maybe I can send you a few bits of documentation that can help, but all that can be found on odoo.com/documentation. Now the Untypicals asks any integrations for Depop, Vinted, or eBay. Now off the top of my head, I'm not familiar with any integrations for Depop and Vinted. However, Odoo by nature is an open source software and we're able to integrate with third-party softwares as well. Now, what that means is, we'll give you access to our source code and give you those endpoints so you can link with our APIs, and we'll give you access to our API documentation. However, we usually take a look at the other third-party provider to see if they allow those integrations. Can we configure where our clients can see where their orders are? I'm in a trading business. Now, the way this works is we do integrate with a few shipping providers as well. Now, based on where your location is, because I am familiar that a few people that have joined us today are from all around the world. So you can take a look at, again, odoo.com/documentation or get in contact with your business advisor and they'll be able to answer that question. Right, I'm just going to take the last question from Akbar before we end off. Now, Akbar says he's using Odoo 16, how to upgrade to Odoo 18. Now, if you have that subscription and you're in contact with a business advisor, you would get that upgrade free of charge. However, each account is case-by-case basis. And on that note, I'd recommend you get in contact with your account manager and they'd be able to answer that question or even facilitate that upgrade. Again, depending on if you have any integrations or anything like that. Finally, from Roni, can we integrate ZKT attendance machine with Odoo 17 Enterprise? Now, as I mentioned earlier, Odoo is open source, so we are able to manage these integrations. However, for you to have an integration, for example, with a separate machine, like different hardware, for example, and manage attendance through that, which we've done before, for example, like biometric scanners, you'd require the Odoo SH hosting platform. And all those details, if you're not in contact with an account manager, because it is very case-by-case specific, I'd recommend you sign up, get in contact with them, and from there, they'd be able to assist you. All right. And on that note, thank you everyone once again for joining today's webinar. I hope it was insightful. I hope it provided value, and I hope you're able to then move forward with this and start your own business or even save some time and decrease the number of headaches you guys are getting on a daily basis, and hopefully see you in the next one.